My man, welcome to another episode of the Vlog series. So it's gonna be slightly different because I'm just gonna overlay my voice over this progression clips itself. Following my recent prep, I had some of these clips that I did took down, which entailed my progress over this 16 weeks diet. I wouldn't really say it's 16 weeks because I took a 12-week plus a 4 weeks diet break. So eventually I did take progress pictures for 16 weeks itself. So this is just gonna be me talking about how I actually did it, and also my mindset and everything else, just to give the full round up and over, and also not to waste the clips. Honestly speaking, I feel that these clips are actually quite good, so you guys might actually take a look and my I don't know, I just think it's pretty fun. So around the end of March, I decided to embark on this journey to compete on the 14th of July itself. So basically this is the why I decided to actually compete. It was actually also I lost the passion and the motivation towards the iron. Way back in 2016, I was so much more motivated in my off season to pursue the sport. I was tracking almost every single macronutrient, planning out every single meal, resting exact time frames with my stopwatch going, and then me pressing it before I start my set. And I felt that I loved being in the gym at that time, and man, have now I wouldn't say I would say during the 2017 to 2018 off season, I have lost that flame. So the past off season was was basically focused on working for money. I did a lot of conditioning workouts as my main workouts itself, such as sprinting, circuit workouts, and many other stuff that actually really steered the ship towards what bodybuilding was or men physiques should be, because the principles of conditioning work don't actually overlay very much alike with the bodybuilding and the men physiques side of the sport itself. So I didn't really actually not do anything at all in the gym. I did some presses and some curls from time to time, but it just lacked the kind of intention that you want it to be. You really want to be in the gym with the full intention of getting stronger, getting bigger, working out. But for me, it was just maybe just some maintenance work on the side. So then on April, which is the start of April, I decided to bring it back and then really just put a competition in my brain, and then okay, you know what, I'm just gonna compete itself. So how I decided to figure out and then try to work around work schedules and things like that. So it was pretty much an eye-opener. I had to fit in schedules towards what was most optimal for my working schedules. So at the start, I was still very heavily involved in a lot of conditioning work that was kind of revolved around my work life. I have a very high active work life, so I needed to sort out a perfect balance between this excessive cardio and focusing more on the weight room. And Kanan, my coach, actually, he was the one that actually told me about it. I said dude, you are scrawny as hell, man. We gotta put on some mass before we actually even start to really dive in deep into the cut itself. I could remember myself eating actually more. I remember the start of the macros was 400 carbs, 200 protein, and then 60 fat or 60 70 fat. And I was trying to eat more because I need to put on some weight itself. And the start of the competition itself was actually my part to actually recomp a bit, just put on a little bit more mass. So one thing I was sure when I started really focusing more in the weight room itself, my passion for the iron game really started to creep back. It was really because I was very obsessed about the minor details, and I could really see the difference after not intentionally trying to overreach over the years. So 6 weeks in, I met issues in the gym. I had a lot of constraining variables that came from work itself, because there were a lot of upcoming events that were unpredicted itself. So I had to be at work at 8, and I could only have 1 hour at night to squeeze in another workout. So to put it into perspective is that I only have 1 hour during the day itself to actually do something about my workouts. So I was actually I follow a lot of RP stuff, the Renaissance periodization stuff. So they are great. Oh, sorry, where was I? Oh, okay, so I follow a lot of stuff at RP, and then it's Renaissance periodization. So if you guys are looking to start off a place, to think about where you guys want some of your principles to begin training and begin workload itself, you guys can actually go to RP itself, renaissanceperiodization.com. There are a lot of books that are written, and then they are very good. So I was actually following one of the bodybuilders at the time called Jared Feather, and he was running a 2-day split, which I think was pretty interesting. So it was interesting because it kind of had very similar variables in terms of how I train. So back in my condition days, I used to have 2 days. I used to do high intensity splits in the morning, and then slow jogs at night. So like having a 2-day split about pertaining towards gymming itself could really help. So I would have better intensity hitting my sets, knowing that I only had 4 to 5 exercises to focus on. So splitting the workouts will make me increase my intensity, and also let me have slightly higher calories itself, because I am working out 2 sessions now. So I had to refill in between workouts to maximize my second sessions as much as I could. And also this will help me maximize my time so much more efficiently, because I don't have to worry about exceeding that 1 hour at night and then having to worry about it affecting my workout, because it's going to be 8 or 7 exercises, which is really hard to squeeze in 1 hour. So splitting into 2 sessions 45 minutes each was really a great help. Well, although it was tough, I really felt invincible. I felt that my gym time was so short, and then I only had a few exercises to really maximize my utmost potential for the time itself. So I was really on the ball. I was okay, I only have 4 or 5 exercises, I gotta come in, hit it real hard, and then head off. So the 2-day splits, I actually ran it, all the way from the 6-week out mark, all the way to peak week, where I then taper it down with an RP7 kind of workout itself, just to get the pumps in, and then a light workout itself. Macros started around 400 plus, because we were kind of reverse bulking in a way. And then it kind of, when I started really actually cutting, was 280 carbs, 180 protein, 65 fat around the 9-week mark. And then 170 carbs was the lowest it actually ever went. So I didn't really actually eat 0 carbs at all, which I felt that many competitors do, but maybe not so towards me, because I was still doing some very heavy cardio stuff due to work also, some unforeseen ones. Although I do have fatigue management kind of strategies to kind of mitigate this. So I didn't have to eat 0 carbs at all. And also brings me to the point that if you guys are actually looking to lose weight itself, you guys don't have to be so scared of carbs. You guys can just go ahead, eat in moderation. That's the most important thing. Eat it with balance, have the amount of right carbs to have the right amount of energy to work out, and you'll be fine. And I think that's all. I don't think that I should really talk anything else, anything else to add on towards the whole subject matter itself. So this is how I got there. So I hope you guys pull up some points, and maybe it help you in a way, to think about your whys and your hows, and the actual facts of how to do it itself. So yeah, so I'm actually done. If you guys like this kind of style of video, just let me know. I'm all ears. I'm just gonna update vlogs and after vlogs. I don't the Asian in me don't want to waste this footage itself. So I decided to do this in a way to rebrand the kind of videos that you will see about motivation, about losing weight. And yeah, that's all, folks. So my man, take care, and I'll see you guys the next time round.